at my door trying to get in.
Were y'all in a relationship?
No, never, ever. She can help me.
I haven't heard anything actually. Like me and my girl was talking about stuff like that. So like it's just weird. They said she was walking home and then she just.
On July 26, 2022, a 16-year-old girl disappeared. But for months, no one knew what happened until the officer who last saw her was caught with a terrible secret.
You are a cop. You understand how this works.
Right.
Because you know you killed her that night.
No.
Yes, the evidence is yes.
On Wednesday, July 27th, the morning air was still cool when a Georgia police officer, Miles Bryant, called in a theft. He reported his handgun and wallet were stolen from his truck. By 11 a.m., other officers went to his house to ask more questions.
No, you good? Yeah. Man, so yesterday, I don't know what time, man. I went running around here. I did a bunch of stuff yesterday, and I came back. I went to the store and everything. I had it at the store, and I came back. I went running everything, and then my girl was finna leave. I was like, I got my wallet. I don't know where my wallet at. So I can't find my wallet, and then. This morning, I worked Doorville. I was getting my dry cleaner. I got to work tonight. And then I looked on my floorboard, and the my Glock 19 holster is on the floorboard. And my Glock 19 is always together, you know?
Right.
So, I hate to say, I think I left my thing. They ain't smashed the window or nothing. I fucked around, left my door unlocked. The biggest, I know, man. I get on people all the time when I take inner auto report. But I just want to at least put that, on GCIC. So that's fine.
He repeatedly told the officer to mark his stolen gun in a Georgian crime investigation center and didn't want them to search for it.
I don't really care about, the detective stuff like that. I just want to get on GCIC at least. Some person get caught on the side of the road with it,
No, I got you.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't a police officer want his gun back? As the investigators looked closer, they started to find some suspicious clues, and piece by piece, the puzzle formed, each detail more chilling than the last. The day before, on July 26th, 16-year-old Susanna Morales was working at McDonald's with her mom. At around 6 p.m., Susanna told her mom she was going to visit her friend Alyssa at the Sterling Glen Apartments. It was supposed to be a short visit like any other, but Susanna never came home. As time went on, Susanna's mom Maria kept calling. Each unanswered calls made their heart pound harder, and the silence stretched for a long time. Susanna was loved by everyone. As the youngest child, she had a close bond with her family. The next morning, around 9 a.m., Susanna's mom Maria called the Gwinnett County Police to report her daughter missing. After the report, the police told Maria to wait 48 hours before they could do anything. But as hours passed and the night came, Susanna's family refused to stand by. Scared and desperate, they started searching on their own, looking through the smaller towns near northern Atlanta. One of the only clues they had was an app called Life 360. This app helps people share their location and track others in real time. At 10:07 p.m. to 10:21 p.m., the app showed Susanna was walking down Singleton Road the way she would have walked home. But then, at 10:29 p.m., something changed. The app noticed sudden movement on Susanna's phone. This could be from a crash, hard braking, or a dropped phone. At that moment, the app also showed her phone moving 40 miles per hour in a completely different neighborhood and in the opposite direction of her home. Since she was traveling fast, her family began to fear that she could possibly have gotten into someone else's car. As the days passed, they kept asking for help. But the only clue they found was a blurry video from a local business. In the short clip, Susanna was walking toward her home, just minutes away from safety. Both the police and her family searched the area where her phone last sent a signal. They looked everywhere, but the phone was gone. Just 1 week after Susanna went missing, the news moved on. But her family remained trapped in an endless nightmare, one filled with questions that had no answers.
Right now, multiple missing women have Atlanta communities desperate to find them.
Tonight, the families are speaking out about how you at home can help. 2 weeks have passed since 16-year-old Susanna Morales from Norcross was last seen. As you can see here, she was last seen wearing a yellow tank top and light-colored jeans. Gwinnett County police say they have labeled the case as a runaway, but her family disagrees. They're now asking the public to be on the lookout in any way they can.
If they see her, the best thing to do is take pictures, send it to call the police, because if anything, we're able to recognize her no matter if it's from the side, from the back, from the front. Like, the most important thing we need right now is for people to take pictures.
They say they're out of leads after spending more than a month looking for this missing high school student. Channel 2's Matt Johnson live at the Gwinnett County Police Department. And Matt, the 16-year-old's family says they're getting desperate.
And I just met with Susana Morales' family here at Gwinnett Police Headquarters. They say nobody expected to still be looking for her this long after her family reported her missing. This flyer is all across Norcross and Gwinnett County. Today, Gwinnett Police said they can't find her alone.
Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into 6 long months. Then, on February 6, 2023, everything shifted. A man named Matthew Gilbert was driving on Highway 316. He was tired from the road and wanted to stop and take a short walk in a quiet forest. In the summer, thick bushes would have blocked his view, but in winter, the trees were bare. About 100 yards in, something strange caught his eye. As he stepped closer, his heart pounded. Lying among the fallen leaves, he saw something terrible. Shaking with fear, he grabbed his phone and called the Gwinnett County Police. Within minutes, officers arrived.
That's why you turn your rear views off. Shit. Oh, it's going. How are you doing?
I'm good. This is that way, a little walk. It's just a couple hundred yards.
Want to show us?
Sure.
So what brings you out here?
Honestly, I just saw the little road on the side of 316.
Step back a little bit. We're gonna see how far we got to cordon this off. I got some tape in the back of my car too.
He'll do it. That way we can. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll hang out here until we can get the tape for you. Oh, I need to get my phone. I can take pictures.
That's it. Once he gets tape, we'll come back.
Okay.
And do it.
Is this guy free to go? Or?
Yeah, I mean, unless he goes 39, right?
Yeah.
Officers blocked off the area and carefully looked over the scene. A few hours later, the medical examiner confirmed the worst. The discovered remains belonged to 16-year-old Susana Morales. By then, she was unrecognizable. Her body was almost all bone. Only her dark hair and black painted nails were still there. No clothes were found nearby. This meant she had likely been left there with nothing. There were also no clear injuries to explain how she died. The next morning, police searched the area again. But just when it seemed like they were out of leads, they found a crucial clue that could change the entire case. Not far from where Susana's body was found, they discovered a gun. It was a Glock 19 9mm with a flashlight attached. Shockingly, the gun was registered to a former police officer, the same officer who had reported it stolen. Miles Bryant was 22 years old and worked as a police officer in Doraville, a city near Gwinnett County. He grew up in southern Georgia and had served in the National Guard before becoming an officer. But what stood out the most was his job at Sterling Glen Apartments, the last place Susana visited before she disappeared. As a courtesy officer, Miles' job was to keep people safe in the area. But instead, he had been doing the opposite, especially to women. And on one recorded body cam footage, Miles was heard inappropriately talking to a young girl after returning her home from being missing.
Something was happening to you. We're doing a rape or a missing person, then we find your body out there in the woods. Then what? Because I know you're probably strong and you're smart and you know say no to strangers, stuff like that. But nowadays people don't care. People are my size, big, and just come snatch you up. You can scream, you can shout all you want. They're gonna throw you in the back of the van and go take you, and your parents will never see you again.
For months, he had been stalking and harassing people, not just before Susana vanished, but even after. A woman named Alicia Bates knew this too well, and she had been the target of his dangerous obsession. Alicia and Miles had known each other since high school. They reconnected after realizing they lived in the same apartment building. At first, they talked like old friends, but when Alicia found out he had a girlfriend, she kept her distance. Miles didn't take it lightly, and he became increasingly obsessed. Soon, strange things started happening. Late at night, Alicia heard someone jiggling her door handle. Then one day, she came home and saw her door had been kicked in. Her neighbor across the hall had a Ring camera, and the footage showed Miles Bryant at her door, trying to get in. Alicia called 911 many times, but one night, the dispatcher acted like it wasn't a big deal, even though Miles was right outside.
Good night, 911. What's the location of your emergency? Okay, do you know this person?
Yes, no.
Who is it?
Miles Bryant.
Miles Bryant?
Yes.
Who is he to you?
He's a friend from school, maybe last year. He tried to break down, but I wasn't home.
So how do you know it's him?
My neighbor caught it on camera.
When you say he's breaking in,
He's at my door trying to get in.
so is he like jiggling the door? Is he kicking it?
Yes, and pushing up against it.
Why would he be trying to get into your house?
I don't know.
I mean, he wouldn't just randomly come to your house. Have y'all been in an argument?
No, never, ever. Since you can help me.
And that's what I'm doing, but I need you to stay on the phone with me.
Oh, call close.
No, ma'am, they're not.
Fearing for her life, she set up a security camera inside her apartment. While she was at work one day, her phone buzzed a motion alert. As she opened the footage, she froze in fear. Miles Bryant was inside her home, searching for her. Now, his dangerous obsession and abuse of power were coming to light, and Susana Morales could definitely be his ultimate victim. That night, July 26th, Bryant's phone pinged about 22 miles from his home, the same area where Susana's body would later be found. Then, the next morning, his phone pinged there again, just hours before he reported his gun missing. Now, the evidence was piling up, and detectives needed to find out just how far his darkness went. Officers arrived at his house, ready to question him about Susana's disappearance. Standing in his front yard, Bryant looked nervous and under pressure.
Let's play basketball. Sorry.
You're good, man. We've been all over this complex.
Oh, man. You Dorville? Yeah.
How long
Cool.
you been with them?
About 2.5 years now.
You like it?
Yeah. So, yeah, when she first went missing, I was talking to the neighborhood kids, stuff like that. They didn't really know anything. I don't really get to watching the news, and my girl used to stay here. She literally just moved out, and pretty much it.
Yeah. Nothing. What are those neighborhood kids saying?
I haven't talked to them in a minute, but when she first was missing, it was like they was just with her, and they was joining on each other, some craziness.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything actually. Like me and my girl was talking about it, stuff like that. It was like it's just weird. They said she was walking home, and then she just, you know.
And that's what we're just asking questions and stuff. Like how many calls do you get like being cursed? None of us are cursed.
No, we get like. It depends. Like I get stupid calls like noise complaints.
Yeah, we get
noise complaints. And
do you have to come out and handle those, or?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I come out. Sometimes I try to get West Side guys.
Yeah.
Come out, stuff like that. Sometimes I ride around a patrol.
Yeah. Hey, you're doing a lot more than some. I worked down in the South Precinct where I started, down in Stone Mountain, and man, there was one courteous officer. He wouldn't do a thing. Like he was calling us for every little thing, man. It was ridiculous.
All right. So we just got some questions. We got to run over some stuff. It seems like you're courtesy here, so you know kind of things what's going on.
Well versed in what's happening in the complex.
So you got some time for us to come up to our headquarters and just talk about what you see on a daily basis and stuff like that.
Yeah. Is that be today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now? No. I was actually finna head out.
Where are you going?
I have to go meet my girlfriend and I have to work later.
Okay.
Would I be out by time work? Or?
What time? 4? Yeah, it should be. I mean, like I said, we just got some questions that courtesy officer between you and the leasing office. You guys probably get calls all the day, and we're literally talking to everyone here. So we're just trying to document we got no lease, man. We're just trying to document everything. That's all we are.
No problem.
Okay.
Do I gotta come with y'all? Can I drive there?
We'll drive you, man.
Yeah, we'll take you up there.
Yeah, you don't gotta waste your gas or anything and all that stuff.
County gas, man.
Can I call my girlfriend up there later?
We'll call her once we get up there, okay? Right now, we'll just go up there. You got any guns or anything on you?
No,
right now?
I don't. Actually.
You don't? No. Okay, can I pat you down just to make sure?
What's going on, man?
You're good. It's our policy, man. We just
I know how this road. Yeah, you know how it is. You know that we don't want to get our balls busted with the GDM and everything.
All right. You can get up front seat, all right, ma'am?
When detectives brought Miles Bryant into the interview room, he tried to stay calm, but it didn't take long to see he was terrible at lying. At first, they asked simple questions, if he had noticed anything strange that night as a courtesy officer. But soon, detectives pressed him harder and the questions became tougher.
Susanna didn't live in your complex, but do you know kind of where she lived?
From what I've seen, she lived nearby.
Like where?
I have no clue. She said she was walking home, and I don't know. They said she lived nearby, so I guess it'd be in the area.
What kind of gun was it?
It's a Glock.
Glock?
Yeah.
Like a new one, or because they just came out with the Glock 47.
No, it was a Glock 19.
Glock 19.
I love that because I miss it.
Yeah. Did you replace it?
No.
Miles stumbled over his words, trying to explain why his phone pinged in the same place where Susanna's body was found.
Soldier to soldier, cop to cop.
Yeah.
Basically, we know you were there, but we need to figure out why and what happened. Your phone records are there. You made 2 phone calls 3 hours after she's last seen on camera. And your gun is found right there as well with your phone. Help me out.
I understand where this is coming from.
No, I'm saying I know you to just help me out a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know what you're thinking, but no.
What would you think?
You think that's something to do with
No, I said, what would you think?
Oh, no, I get that part, but now I'm heart beating. It's like, whoa, I get that. That's almost like, hey, stuff like that. But no, I never been like that, I would never do something like that.
He tried to make up a story, but nothing made sense.
I was on 316. I remember I was on the phone with my girlfriend, stuff like that. But in the woods, no. In the woods, no. I would not do that. Whoa, I'm nervous right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous.
You've been nervous the whole time.
Yeah. Well, since I talked to you outside of your apartment, you've been nervous.
You've been shaking.
Yeah, it's crazy,
I told you you were coming up here. We wanted your help and everything, and your hands were shaking in my car.
Yeah, because you could interview me there instead of here, so I already knew it was something.
The timeline was off, and the details didn't match. His lies were falling apart right in front of him.
Calling the friend star 67?
Oh, I'm just getting information about the whole incident.
You're a cop, dude.
Yeah, no, but I wasn't.
You're a cop.
Yeah.
You don't do that, okay? As a cop, I don't call someone star 67 unless I'm trying to figure out what they have, what they know. Yes. You are a cop. You understand how this works.
Right.
You don't do that. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in contact with someone. You go through your department. You call our department.
It wasn't.
You don't call some random teenage girl star 67 to see what they know or what they're going to give you because you know you killed her that night.
No.
Yes, the evidence is yes.
No, I did not kill her, and it wasn't nothing.
So then did you dump her body there?
No.
Did somebody else kill her?
I don't know. It had to. It wasn't me.
How can it not be you? How can it not be you? You need to tell us something. Something happened that night with you and her. I don't care what it is. Tell me something.
Nothing happened between me and her. I don't know her. Nothing happened. I did not do anything to her.
Finally, Miles Bryant was charged with malice murder, a charge unique to Georgia, which means killing with intent, equivalent to first-degree murder. Detectives believe that, on the night Susanna Morales disappeared, Miles Bryant, who was a courtesy officer for the area, pulled up beside her in his car. Maybe he offered her a ride, using his badge to gain her trust, or maybe he pulled out his gun and forced her inside. They think Bryant attacked Susanna, likely assaulting her before taking her life. No one knows exactly how, but detectives believe he strangled her before leaving her body deep in the woods. However, while trying to hide his secret, he made a huge mistake. It was a hot summer night. The woods were thick. As he moved through the bushes trying to hide her body, he lost his Glock 19. Since the flashlight was attached to the gun, he couldn't find it in the dark tangled trees. So the next morning, he returned, desperate to get it back. But when he couldn't find it, he reported it stolen instead and made sure police wouldn't search for it. But in a cruel twist of fate, the very gun he tried to hide became the key to expose his dark crime. Despite the mounting evidence, Miles Bryant pleaded not guilty, and so when he went to trial in the summer of 2024, prosecutors knew they had to build a very solid case. By the time Susanna's body was found, the weather and animals had taken away almost all forensic evidence. This made it harder for investigators to prove what happened. But piece by piece, they put his traces together. They showed security footage, phone records, and the biggest clue of all, his gun being found near her body. Additionally, a jailhouse informant took the stand. He testified that Bryant had been bragging behind bars, saying he would walk free because there was no forensic proof.
Gwinnett County inmate Michael Jones took the witness stand for the prosecution Friday. He told the court he talked with Miles Bryant every day while both were housed at the Lawrenceville facility and said Bryant told him he wasn't going to be linked to Susana Morales' murder because there were no bodily fluids recovered at the crime scene.
He come back out and he said, well, I'm not going to get charged for this. They ain't got nothing against me. That was a conversation brought up one time. He said, man, someone could get the death penalty for something like this. I said, no, you got to do something more brutal than that. He said, well, so far they only got me charged with this one.
During the court hearing, Alicia Bates testified about Miles Bryant's unsettling behavior and relentless stalking.
What do you have Mr. Bryant saved in as your phone?
Miles the stalker with an axe and a hole.
Did you put that in there?
I sure did.
Why'd you put that in there?
Because he was stalking me and he's a weirdo.
During the trial, Bryant's lawyers tried to change the story, claiming Susanna may have taken powerful drugs and there is no forensic evidence to prove the crime.
Is there another reasonable theory other than what the state has presented? Is there any evidence of malice in murder, an intent to kill? Is there any evidence of intent to kidnap or kidnapping or of rape? There is not.
During the victim impact statement, Susanna's sister spoke about the immense pain their family had endured.
All we ever wanted was justice for what happened to her. So I want to thank her for that. But nothing will ever bring her back to this day.
Eventually, in June 2024, Miles Bryant faced the consequences of his monstrous actions and found guilty on all counts. He's sentenced with a life in prison without the possibility of parole. Even though justice had been served, Susanna's family's pain would never fade. And still, many police officers continue to abuse their power, hiding behind their sworn badges. If you're still with us, thank you for watching. Show some love by smashing that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.